All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Thursday, September 16th, right here on your daily fix for all things Texas Longhorns. I'm Tanner Carlson. That is Jake Jimerson, and this is All In Horns presented to you by Rogue Sports Network. Today's episode, going to talk a little bit about Steve Sarkisian's recent press conference, along with some recruiting updates, concerning news, but it's not great news on the recruiting trail. And then just talking a little bit more about the Texas offense and what we can expect, hopefully, of things to come this Saturday against Sam Houston State University. Jake, midway through the week, we've heard a lot of things. I think one of the biggest takeaways in the college football season is quarterback play. Whether it's Cade Klubnik not living up to expectations, Lenore Sellers was hurt, but still hasn't played great in the time that he has played. DJ Lagway, a complete flop, someone you and I were very high on going into the year. Obviously, Arch Manning within that category. And then there's guys that performed pretty well last year. Diego Pavia, to be one of them, that no one was really talking about going into this season and playing really good football. Ole Miss has a change at quarterback. Everyone's real high on Austin Simmons coming into the year, and then they go to some foreign country that the United States of America lost in the World Cup a few years ago. Trinidad Chambliss comes in and starts for him, and then they actually get the offense moving and grooving a little bit. So, quarterback play to me has been one of the more standout storylines in this college football season so far.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom four offenses in the SEC right now, passing offenses, are led by Garrett Nussmeier, DJ Lagway, Arch Manning, and Lenore Sellers.
That's insane.
That is all guys that were in the discussion of the Heisman.
Not only that, but top draft picks.
Nussmeier is the reason I picked LSU to do so well. They're doing well because their defense looks legit.
Yeah.
Their offense has been poor.
Did you see Brian Kelly going off on the media guy in his press conference? Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's an all-time classic. I got to find it and send it to you. But he basically calls. So the reporter starts it's Brian Kelly walks out there, sits at the mic. First question that gets asked is, hey, what's going on with the offense? How'd you feel about the offense performance? And he goes off on a 2-minute tangent about that's what you're going to ask. The first thing you're going to ask is about what we are doing not great. And guess what? We won the game and this, that, and the other. And he's like just going off on this guy. He goes, you know what? You're spoiled. You're just spoiled. Dude, it was an all-time great rant.
Dabo had like an hour-long rambling rant.
Yeah.
In his press conference, got a bunch of coaches getting cranky.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I would say
I'm surprised Sark's not a little more cranky.
And that was going to kind of segue me, Jake. I'm glad you mentioned it. That's going to kind of segue me to Sark's most recent press conference, where sounded more nonchalant, more non-panicked. I would say, composed, even optimistic, maybe hopeful. Maybe would be a couple of words that I would use to describe his tone that he used within this press conference. But talked about a lot of things, including the offense, including the run offense, Arch Manning, and the idea or even the thought, if it crossed his mind, of benching him at any point. Said no to that. Said that he didn't think that was the way to go about it. Also addressing kicking field goal or not kicking field goals and going for it on fourth downs. And so, his demeanor, the way he approaches his press conferences, Jake, do you like it? Do you feel like he needs maybe a little bit more fire under him to kind of motivate his guys? Do you think this is not the time for him to sound, panicked or anything? Not panicked, but just more intense, I guess, more serious?
Not to the media. He do that stuff at practice. That
stuff
matters more for that stuff matters more for your demeanor towards the team. It matters more when you're in front of them. It doesn't matter when you're going to the media. I think if he went out there and just started trashing the offense, it'd be worse for them. Because a big part of this problem for the offense, I do think, is a lack of confidence in a lot of players pressing too hard, including Arch, pressing too hard to want to make big plays, getting frustrated, not having the confidence. And sometimes that happens when you're replacing basically your entire offense from the year before. So if he just went out to the media and trashed Arch, trashed the team, yeah, I think that would hurt the offense even more. You may say, how much worse can it get? But do you really just want to drag their skulls on rock bottom and just shove it in there? Like, that's not the way to go about it. I think Arch still has confidence this team can figure it out. And I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. I mean, go look at our reaction video to UTEP. It's almost at 4,000 views. Go look at the comments. It's not great right now in the fan base. So Arch doesn't need to join that. What he needs to do, because at the end of the day, this team is 2-1. Their 1 losses to the number 1 team in the country on the road by 7. From the coach's point of view, they just need to keep doing everything they can do to improve. And they have another game that should be an easy win to do that. Will be an easy win to do that. Sam Houston's the worst team they'll play all year. It's the worst team they've played in years. And then you have a bye week, and then you have Florida. And I'm sure the coaches, including Sark, are so happy that bye week is there. And I think that's why Sark still is sounding confident, because he knows they still have time to figure this stuff out. And I also do think, and Sark has mentioned this as well, I don't know if it was in today's press conference or in a different interview, but he basically said, I ran some of the same run schemes just over and over and over again to try to just get the offensive line comfortable with different schemes.
Yeah.
To me, and I think to a lot of people, what that means, he's been essentially using these games as scrimmages. Now, that does not absolve the offense from looking horrible. They should look great against these teams because they're bad teams. But that tells me whenever they go into the swamp, we're going to see the playbook. We're going to start to see what his actual vision is for what this offense can do best. Now, I don't know if that means it'll be good or not. I would lean towards no right now, considering how they have looked. But I don't think he's going to be as stubborn with play calls, because he's just trying to help this offensive line and this team and Arch and everyone find an identity. You and I talked about that in the post-game reaction, just noticing it with his play calling, that it was very obvious what he was trying to do. Sark essentially confirmed that. And I think we'll see that tighten up immediately come the game at Florida. And I think that will lead to the offense playing better, at least compared to where the bar is set now.
Yeah.
Will they be good? Probably not right away. Can they get good? I still think this offense can be good. I will say that. I haven't given up complete hope. I'm not in the Arch should be benched already camp. I'm not in the, or he's a bust. I think it's way too early to say things like that. If you were saying he was going to be a Heisman 3 weeks ago, and now you're saying a bust and you gave up on that too quick, you're probably fair weather, and you should go look at Eli Manning's junior year. You should go look at Peyton Manning's junior year. You should go look at Joe Burrow's year before his Heisman.
Yeah.
Go look at plenty of courts. Sometimes it just takes a little time, and I think Arch admitted it. It's mental.
Colt McCoy. Look at Colt McCoy's sophomore year.
His worst year was his sophomore year.
Yeah.
His freshman year was way better than his sophomore. Sometimes I think players hit a little bit of a mental block, and you got to get over it. And obviously Arch has to play better or he will get benched. But sure, I think Sark's still confident he will. And that tells me what they're seeing in practice is not all these mechanical errors. Because if he was just spiking the ball in the dirt in practice, he would not be starting.
Yeah, and there's another thing, too, that I heard. And I think heard this middle of the summer, kind of within the summer camp portion of the offseason, was that sometimes these offensive guys, these younger guys, have a very difficult time forgetting a bad play. And whether that's Arch, whether that's Wingo, whether it's the offensive line, whether it's the running backs, if something bad happens or the play isn't executed the way it's supposed to be executed, there was a tendency in the offseason where these guys would just get really down and out. and beat themselves up, and they were way too hard on themselves. And I think that's what we're seeing come to fruition live on the football field on Saturdays during the games. Is Arch has a bad pass, Wingo drops a pass, running back misses a hole, offensive lineman misses a block, and then it all just kind of starts to crumble. Instead of, all right, that play's over, let's get to the next one, put it behind us, let's move on. That's not happening in the football game. It's just accumulating. It's just growing and growing. And so I think that's kind of one of the bigger concerns for me, is that if they can get out of their own way, I think this offense can start to, dare I say, maybe not go past functional to even thriving at one point in this season. It's going to take a little
good.
It's going to take a little bit of time
before thriving.
It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm saying by the time this season's over, the one thing that I want to take away from this season when it's all said and done, I know this is a big look ahead, is feeling optimistic and good in the direction of this team going into next year. Now, they could win out, Jake. They could have one loss going into the playoffs. That would be incredible. Don't think that's going to happen. But again, if it does happen, then all this is null and void. However, if the season goes the way I think a lot of Texas fans are kind of starting to see the writing on the wall, which could be 4 losses, 5 losses, maybe even 6 losses throughout the regular season, I want those losses or, this season to start projecting in the right direction and start ending. Maybe you finish your last 2 games of the year just playing your best football. And it's like, all right, cool. Let's go into next year. Let's regroup and let's get our act together.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see the offense improve week to week. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to have a week where they play bad. You're likely going to. I mean, I think the offense, the worst it's looked was the UTEP game. The Ohio State game felt bad, but you played a really good defense, and there was good things there. Like, they drove the ball better against Ohio State than they did against UTEP because they were consistently moving. I thought Texas moved the ball more consistently than Ohio State in that game.
Yeah.
And then against San Jose State, they were really moving the ball pretty easily. They just penalties killed them. But then the UTEP game is just like every bad thing that could happen happened.
Yeah. Including just the play itself.
Yeah. And another thing to remember for Florida is you are going to be getting a lot of guys back. Wisner will be back. Hopefully Baxter's back. Hopefully you get Emmett Mosley finally, who I think could really help this offense as well, assuming, Arch can get over the yips of throwing the football.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, someone else is going to be in there that can at least deliver it to wide open wide receivers. And so I'm kind of along with your train of like this season, we kind of know that there's a chance that it could go really bad. But at the same time, I still haven't given up on my 10-2 prediction. Not yet. I mean, I'm not going to throw in the towel.
I'm still right on 11-1, baby. Like, I'm still perfect on the season.
I won't lie. I don't see 11-1 happening. I mean, you and I were talking about it before we recorded. The rest of the way through, Texas likely is not going to be favored in at least three of their final games.
Yeah.
Now, that could change along the way, but unless they really impress in the swamp, they're probably not going to be or OU comes tumbling down. They're not going to be favored in the Red River game. They're not going to be favored at Georgia. I don't think that'll change pretty much no matter what.
Yeah.
And right now, they definitely would not be favored against A&M, even at home. So that's 3 games that they're likely not going to be favored to win. That doesn't even include a good-looking Mississippi State team, a ranked and very good-looking Vanderbilt team on the schedule. So and a competent-looking Arkansas team, at least a team that has a quarterback that, even if your defense is good, if your offense just stinks it up, there's going to be teams that can hang in there. But I think the reason I still feel not confident, but comfortable saying I still believe 10-2 is still possible is I think we know we have like a top 5 defense in the country.
Yeah.
All the offense has to do is just not even get to thriving, like you said. Let's get to average. Let's just get to average.
Above average to good.
I think if they're average, they'll be at worst like 9-3. If they get to good, that's where I think at worst they'll be like 10-2. Because I don't see the defense having a game where it just absolutely stinks it up. Now that could be wrong. It could happen, but especially if there's injuries or any, there's circumstances that can change things. But a lot of people in the comments were actually complimenting us about not sugarcoating things with the offense, which I appreciate the compliments, everyone. I will say, though, maybe calm down just a little on the doomsday. Instead, just have it in the back, because you could feel it in the stadium. I wasn't even there. And there was someone in our comments that said they were a season ticket holder, and the whole second half, the crowd was just like checked out, conversations among each other about what's wrong. And it's because we've immediately gotten a little spoiled again after a couple great years.
In the words of Brian Kelly, we're spoiled.
We're more spoiled than LSU's been the last couple of years. But I would just say, you don't have to be doomsday yet. Let's wait until there's actually some L's showing up. Yeah. But you just got to, in the back of your mind, have that sitting there of like, this could go really bad.
Yeah, sure. And again, temper expectations a little bit. Jake, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our partners with Underdog. And, football season's obviously here, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and get your picks right. And you could win up to 5,000 times cash that you play with as little as $1. And one of the entries that I really like, Jake, that it's probably my biggest entry to date, is I've got a long line of things that need to happen. I got Baylor winning, along with Jordan Tyson, the Arizona State wide receiver, going higher than 90.5 yards. Sam Levitt rushing for a touchdown, at least one. And then Sawyer Robertson passing higher than 281.5 passing yards. All that has to happen for me to win this game. And it would be the largest one that I would have won this year. But for whatever reason, all of those numbers I liked. And I was like, dang it, I keep adding things. And the more I add, the less likely I have to win this thing. But again, everybody download the app today. Sign up with promo code HORNS to win $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code HORNS. Millions of fans have already won. Billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? And Jake, one thing that I like that they've added as well is game picks. So you, like right now on the MLB tonight, they've got a live game, a live entry that you can make. Blue Jays to win, Rays to win, and you just pick win or lose. And I think that's that's pretty fun stuff. That at the very end of the day, if you just want to go through the list of just, I think Baylor will win, I think Texas will win, I think so and so will win, you can just make your entries and do it that way.
Yeah, no, they seem to keep adding stuff.
They have fantasy. They've got all sorts
the app.
Of stuff.
Yeah, they got esports for you fellow nerds out there. I'll be throwing one of those in 1 week eventually. They have all types of fun, different stuff. And actually, one of my entries this past week, which I'll just highlight real quick, even though we're kind of stopping the result, but got to brag a little bit. But Dak Prescott higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Bo Nix, which, by the way, there's all these advanced analytics coming out showing like just how bad Bo Nix is in a lot of
Bo Nix ass.
Yes. Go check out All in Cowboys, link in the description. Make sure to subscribe there. We're trying to grow that channel as well. Started it this year, but lower than 228.5 pass yards. And then the Saquon Barkley, if they're going to give you, Underdog is gracious to sponsor our podcast, even more gracious to throw out Saquon Barkley half a touchdown out there.
Yeah.
So go take that every week. They want to give that to you.
I completely agree. All right, Jake, let's go ahead and talk a little bit of recruiting updates for the Texas Longhorns. Dia Bell, 5-star quarterback commit, has ended his high school season, and that'll end his high school career as well. He had a surgery that he elected to have during his senior season. Probably could have played through it. Maybe it gotten worse. Maybe it wouldn't have gotten worse. Who knows? But didn't want to risk anything going into the offseason and then trying to get on to Texas and try to play, and try to heal from that injury or even have surgery while he's supposed to be getting onto campus. So a minor procedure was done. And Diabell says, as disappointing as the season, as the ending of this chapter is for me, I'm even more excited about being 100% healthy and starting my next chapter in Austin. To my new family, my Longhorn family, I will see you all in January. What a mature kind of move and difficult decision to have to make as a high school quarterback.
Yeah, and he had a longer post too. If people want to go check it out, and he's had some interviews about it. Very well spoken. Someone that I'm very excited about his leadership skills. He also did extremely well at the Elite 11 QB competition. I believe he ended up winning it. Was the MVP there. And so very excited about his future at the Texas Longhorns from a on the field perspective, but the leadership too. Just really impressive stuff. He is much more well-spoken than either you or I were in high school or even in college for that matter.
And probably still are.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, Jake, so now Texas now has 3 of the top 16 recruits. Rivals has 16 5-star players currently, and that number will increase to about 32 5-stars by January. So in the country per Rivals, the top 300, number 9 Diabell, number 13 Richard Wesley, sorry, and defensive lineman
Harry Potter on the mind.
Yeah, right. And it is the spooky season. And then the number 16 player in the country, 5-star defensive lineman, James Johnson. So Texas has 3 of the top 16 recruits in the country, and it's hard not to like where Texas is. Obviously, you add Tyler Atkinson, who is a 5-star linebacker, Derek Cooper as well. Also, that running back going to be a 5-star running back. And so Texas could possibly have currently already committed about 6 5-stars already on this next upcoming recruiting class.
Yeah, Tyler Atkinson will without a doubt be a 5-star by the end. He already is on other sites. Derek Cooper, like you mentioned, John Turntine.
I like to mix and match. I know you're not supposed to do this, but whoever has the highest ranking on this player.
No, that's how you do it. That's
I
how
just
you
throw
base
it up there. Yeah.
That's how you base how many your team. But then when it's another team,
if
they have 4 or 5 stars between different accounts, but each of them aren't a 5-star on another account on another website, they have 0 5-stars.
Do they even have a 5-star? No, they don't. Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
5-star
for
pool.
Texas, if it's 5 different recruiting sites and they all have Diabell, well, Diabell's a resounding 5-star, but Tyler Atkinson, one has a 4-star, one has a 5-star. He's a 5-star. Period. End of story.
Yeah. John Turntine, the offensive line that was a very important recruitment for Texas. He also very well could be a 5-star. I've watched a little bit of his tape. I'm excited about him, especially with how the offensive line has been looking this year. He will be a guy who maybe can come in and push right away, especially if he's an early enrollee. But yeah, things looking good on the recruiting end still. I know they're already well underway on 2027 recruiting as well. Have some big names they're targeting there and are doing well with. And then I was also, while we were doing this podcast, I saw kind of a injury update come up for Texas. I was just going to run through them real quick. Wisner, like we said, they're expecting him to be back for Florida. If they were playing Florida this weekend, he'd probably be playing, but he will be out Saturday. CJ Baxter, it sounds like it's a very mild hamstring issue. So that's a good thing. Sounds like he'll be out this weekend, but they're fully expecting him back for Florida, barring any setbacks. DeAndre Moore, he's practicing again. He is it sounds like they're hoping he can play. I don't know if I would label him hopeful, but it sounds like there's a better chance than not he could play this weekend. Emmett Mosley, they're expecting back for Florida. Alex January will come back for Florida. Jonah Williams has started practicing officially. Whether that means he'll play or not, I'm not sure. I mean, he's got a lot to get up to speed. And then Xavier Filsamy, it sounds like they're hoping he can play this weekend as well. And then Kobe Black, It sounds like it's not believed to be serious, but is doubtful that he will play this weekend. Probably to be more on the precautious side. So definitely going to be missing some big names this weekend, but it sounds like a lot of it is being very precautionary.
Yeah.
And DeAndre Moore could very well return this weekend, which
Yeah.
I think if he can, he needs to, because this offense needs the reps.
Yeah, and I heard Sark talking about Emmett Mosley and the impact that he could possibly have on this offense, just in terms of his blocking ability, his route running ability, his ability to take a little bit of pressure off of Ryan Wingo in the slot and move Ryan Wingo outside a little bit more. And just being able to move guys around, and just the ability to have an extra guy like Mosley is really important for this offense. And so excited to have him back. Hopefully that means Arch Manning can actually get him the football. Again, it's all predicated on the quarterback play, but we don't need to rehash everything yet again. So, Jake, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. And next episode, we will really kind of have a breakdown between Texas and Sam Houston State. I'm sure everybody can already imagine that Texas has the advantage of just about every possible metric out there. However, we're going to give you a full breakdown between Sam Houston State and the University of Texas tomorrow's episode, and then also go through the slate of games in week 4. And yeah, we'll pick them and have a nice little prediction episode there at the end as well. And we'll give our predictions for the games in week 4. So for Jake Jimerson, I'm Tanner Carlson. Please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate the support here early in the season. As much as support as we have gotten, let's give our Texas Longhorns a little bit of support. I know it'd go a long way with those young guys over there, especially on the offense side of the ball. Don't be too harsh on them. Be honest, be fair, but a little grace given as well. So, all right, that's going to do it. As always, ladies and gentlemen, hook 'em.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.